Ho ho!
Hey guys, as always, thank you so much for stopping by. Let's get into a quick roundup of some Real Madrid news from the last few days. There isn't much to talk about, but still, let's jump right in. So, yeah, we all saw it coming. Real Madrid will face Manchester City in the Champions League. Again. At this point, it almost feels like a yearly tradition, right? It's not even surprising anymore. For some people, it might even feel repetitive. But let's be honest, it's never boring when these two meet. Madrid knocked City out in both 2024 and 2025 in the knockout stages, and both times it went our way. And here's a cool little detail. The last two times Madrid visited the Etihad, Fede Valverde and Vinicius Jr. were named MVP. Big game players showing up on big nights. This time, the first leg will be Wednesday, March 11th at the Bernabéu, with the return leg a week later on Tuesday the 17th at the Etihad. One thing you can't say about Madrid: we never get the easy side of the bracket. It's always the hard road. Let me explain. If you look at Barcelona's path, for example, they've got a much smoother route to the semifinals again. They'd potentially face Arsenal as their first real heavyweight test, similar to last season when they met Inter Milan. Meanwhile, Madrid would hypothetically have to eliminate Manchester City and Bayern Munich just to reach a semifinal against one of PSG, Chelsea, or Liverpool. According to the draw, the half of the bracket where Real Madrid sits includes elite teams that have won a combined 31 Champions League titles. The other half, no Champions League winners, except Barcelona. That tells you everything about how this draw looks. Now let's talk squad situation heading into the first leg. Because honestly, it's not looking easy. The main drama right now is at center back. Raul Asensio is dealing with a cervical contracture he suffered in the last match. Dean Huijsen has a muscle injury. Both will miss the upcoming game against Getafe, although there's hope they could return next weekend against Celta Vigo. Unfortunately, we still won't have Eder Militão for a few more weeks. David Alaba is technically fit, but it's fair to question whether he's ready for a game of this level against Manchester City. That leaves us basically relying on Rüdiger, and we need to manage him carefully to avoid any relapse from his recent injury issues. At right back, though, it's good news. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Danny Carvajal are both available. On the left side, we've got Alvaro Carreras, Fran Garcia, and Ferland Mendy all ready to go. In midfield, Valverde, Arda Güler, Camavinga, and Chouameni are all fit. Danny Ceballos is still out for several more weeks, so we can't count on him. Jude Bellingham is back training with the squad, which is great news, but he lacks match rhythm, so it's hard to imagine him starting the first leg. Up front, we've got almost everyone available. There's speculation that Kylian Mbappé could be ready for the first leg. I wouldn't doubt for a second that Mbappé will push to play both matches, but we'll have to wait and see. On top of the injuries, there's another important detail. 4 key players are 1 yellow card away from suspension: Vinicius Jr, Carreras, Chouameni, and Camavinga. If any of them pick up a booking in the first leg, they'll miss the return match at the Etihad. That could be massive. Before we wrap up, let's touch on the situation involving Prestianni from Benfica and the alleged racist insult toward Vinicius Jr. According to Portuguese media led by Correio da Manhã, Prestianni reportedly told teammates that he did say the words he's accused of, but claims there was no racist intent behind them. However, Benfica released an official statement denying that he made any such confession and confirming their full support for the player, while UEFA's disciplinary committee continues its investigation. The club also added that Prestianni has apologized to his teammates and the club for the incident. Even though Prestianni has the official backing of his club, he hasn't exactly received the same level of support from his teammates, at least not publicly. After the Real Madrid versus Benfica match, Benfica player Lopes Cabral was seen asking Vinicius Jr. for his shirt at the final whistle. Some Benfica fans interpreted that as a betrayal, and he was heavily criticized on social media. What makes this even more interesting is that Prestianni publicly liked some of those posts criticizing Lope Cabral. Portuguese journalists and media outlets saw that as a possible sign that there might be doubts, even internally, about Prestianni's version of events regarding the alleged racist comment. After that image went viral, reports say the club pressured Lope Cabral's representatives to release a statement clarifying that he fully supports his club and that in the end the shirt exchange never actually took place. Honestly, guys, I don't know what to make of all this, but one way or another, it does feel like Benfica could have handled the situation a little better. But anyway, there are other stories around Real Madrid right now, like ongoing discussions with UEFA following the collapse of the Super League project, and reports that Florentino Perez is exploring structural changes to the club's ownership model. But honestly, those aren't the things most fans are focused on right now. All eyes are on City. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for the support, as always. Drop your predictions for the next match and also for City tie in the comments box below, and I'll see you in the next one.